I forgot this can't work like that. How do I? Welcome in, welcome in. You tell me your name, I'll give you a compliment. Or not. I don't know, you tell me, Oleg. That sounds like a cool name. Where are you from? Giving out free advice and free compliments. What do I think? Zara, that's a dope name, Zara. I love it. Moldova, very cool. Very cool. Welcome in. Zara777, you look like you're having fun in your picture. Like you're partying, hands up. Oh, thank you, Corbin. I appreciate it. Corbin is also a cool name. Thank you, Zara. I appreciate that. How do I get rid of... I'm not going to say that. We're going to just... Come on, guys. Try and keep it positive. I'm just home chilling. My wife is studying for school, and I figured I'd hop on here and try and spread some kindness and some niceness to some people out there. You can ask me anything. If you comment, I'll try to just compliment your name. Oh, thank you, Zara. I appreciate that. What a nice compliment. Oleg, I'm from New York City. Right now I live in Yonkers, but born and raised in New York City, 40 years old. I just got married and had a baby. So I'm living a really good life right now. And since I'm doing so well, I just want to share my joy and maybe try to make some people's days. Of course, Zara, always. I will never, ever not mention her. She is the love of my life, and I think every man would do well to find himself a partner that, like I have. Oh, thank you, Oleg. I appreciate it. Absolutely. I don't know. I think the ring light is doing me some favors. Thank you, Zara. Yes, I just think, yes, soulmate love is the best. I don't think people understand. I mean, I think people understand how difficult life is, right? But I don't think people understand how much easier it gets once you have just that person that you can always go to, that you can always lean on, that no matter what you're going through, yeah, they're there for you. Definitely a blessing, Zara. I agree. Normalized soulmate love. Very cool. Absolutely. So yeah, how are you guys doing? You guys going through anything? Anything you guys want to talk about? I don't necessarily know everything in the world, but usually when I'm in a good mood, I give pretty good advice. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, Saul. I would give them to you if I could. I've traveled to Nebraska, Wyoming, and South Dakota in 2011. Wyoming is the best. Very cool. You know, traveling is very important. I think as human beings, we're supposed to see the different places. We're supposed to go to places that we haven't been to, not like where we grew up, and just experience different things, different cultures, different sites. It's very important, I think, especially to grow and to spread as a human. To grow, and to learn as a human. I made a sign that says, I had a bunch of free stuff on it. It said free air, free advice, free compliments, free music, and free shout outs. And then it came up backwards when I tried to put it up. So I had to make one on the computer for a green screen. Yeah, traveling is awesome. Have you guys, who else in here has been somewhere cool that they want to talk about? Me personally, I've unfortunately not left the Western Hemisphere. I've been to Canada, I've been to Mexico, I've been to the Dominican Republic, and those are the only other countries I've been to. I'm a real American. Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, Yellowstone. Wow, those are some awesome places. Like, I've seen them on TV and stuff, but it must be something to experience in person in real life. Very cool, Oleg. You're living a good life, I'd say. Let's see. And now it's just me and you, Saber. I rarely leave my state. Got all the nature I need for hunting. Hey, listen, nature's the most important. I think as long as you're getting outdoors, you're getting fresh air. I don't think we're meant to be cooped up in here, in homes and trapped inside without fresh air. I'm from Flop Tropica. We are currently under attack by Nicki Minaj. Free Flop Tropica. I don't know what that means, but it sounds funny, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not a fan. I used to love Nicki Minaj, and I was a big fan of hers. And now that she has sided with the dark side, aka Trump, I feel like I can no longer support her or listen to her music, unfortunately. However, my girl Cardi B from the Bronx, which is where I'm from, I will listen to all day. It's my friend's birthday today, and I would really like it if you could give him a shout out. Bruh. Come on. I'm from the Bronx. I'm not stupid. New York is an expensive city. You like the orange, man. Oh, no. All hail King Trump. Cardi B since day one. That's what I'm talking about, honey. Hell yeah. I won't remove pro-Trump messages as long as you're not being rude. However, in my opinion, if you still support Trump, you're part of the problem, just so we're clear on that. Yeah, Cardi B is great. Me and one of my friends always jam out to her songs when we're getting ready. Well, I don't go out anymore because I'm 40, but when I was younger, we used to always jam out to her songs. Anyone with a brain wouldn't support people in the files, dog. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I prefer country music more than hip hop or rap. I'll agree to disagree, but that's fair. Yeah, I actually do have some country music that I like. Zach Brown Band, I'm a fan of. There's actually this guy on YouTube. I forget his name. Brian something, and he sings country music, but he's like pro-liberal. He's making a bunch of like anti-Trump songs, which I really like. How many times have you gotten robbed living in the Bronx? But actually, when I was about 10 years old, we used to have this place called Funko Land. I don't know if you guys remember what Funko Land is, but it was a place that used to sell video. It was basically like GameStop. And Chris Liddell, Older Country. I'll check it out. Yeah, but there's this place called Funko Land. It was basically like GameStop, and you used to be able to trade in your old games. I'm gonna get a tattoo. Where should I get it? This heart is the tattoo I'm getting. Oh wow, that's awesome. Honey, I actually just got, let me see if I could show you guys. I just got a tattoo recently. I can't take my shirt off on live, but it's basically, I got my wife's name tattooed on my shoulder, but that's really cool. I love the heart. Sorry, I was telling a story and I always wander off. I have ADHD. But yeah, I went to trade in some Super Nintendo games when I was 10 years old, and the guy wasn't gonna give me good enough money, so I like left the store, and some kid came up to me and took a knife out, took a pocket knife out, was like, "Yo, give me those video games." And I was like, "No, I'm not giving you my video games." And he started walking towards me with the knife, so I just started like walking away quicker. And then he started like jogging, so I started jogging, and then I started running. And I made it to like near my friends who were outside, thankfully, and the kid must have seen me near my friends and decided to go the other way. And then my friends wanted to go after him, and I was like, no, 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 he has a knife. We don't need to do that. I didn't answer your question, honey. Where should you get it? I think it depends. Firstly, I would ask you how old you are. I wanted to say I can tell you have ADHD from one to another. I noticed because you were jumping between comments. It's definitely crazy. Actually, my daughter is 9 months old, and I'm pretty sure. So my wife has regular ADD, and I have ADHD. So we're pretty sure we're noticing signs of both. Only been robbed once. Someone stole my bag out of my vehicle, so I baited my vehicle with a box full of rocks, hoping they could. That's awesome. Oh man, yeah. Listen, I'm all for it. Listen, defending your property. Even though I'm a liberal, I'm a big Second Amendment fan. I think you come into my house without my permission, you're meeting. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, this is America. I do hold our constitutional values to heart. I do believe in it, and that's why I love free speech. Also, I love being able to come on here and just say what I want to say. It's actually really, again, even though I don't understand it and can't agree with it, it's nice to have a civil conversation with someone who's a Trump supporter. I don't, like I said, we don't have to talk about it, but we're all humans. Like, we're all people, and I just want us to all I don't have to sit here and convince you why I think he's terrible, but as long as you're not out here attacking me, I'm not going to attack you. So honey, I don't know. I'm going to go back to your tattoo. I don't know how old you are. I hope 18, so I'm only giving you this advice if you're 18 or older. I personally, I like this spot. I think on the wrist here is a cool spot for a heart tattoo. I guess it really depends on why you want it, the meaning behind it, who you want to show it to. I'll tell you from experience, I have this tattoo on my forearm, which is really, really difficult to see. I can't, I can't figure out, but it's Jesus on the cross, and it's like a tribute for my stepfather who passed away. Are you on any meds, or are you not taking them? Because I stopped taking mine, but it's taking a major toll on my. I'm not on anything for ADHD, no. I meditate daily, 30 to 60 minutes every single day, and it's made a world of difference. Even though the ADHD obviously still sneaks in and stuff, I don't want to be on. I've tried why can't I think of it? Oh man, what's the medication for ADHD? Anyway, I tried one and it was terrible for me. It like just made me more Like I was just too hyper. I was like, I guess I was very like focused, but like it was too much energy for me. I couldn't handle it. Adderall, thank you, Pinhead Larry. Jeez, that took way too long to for me to get out. But yeah, I hated the way I felt on it, and I was like, if this is supposed to help me and it's doing the opposite, why would I continue to take it? If can you guys hear the music? Is it good? Is it bad? I just put something like royalty free on. Sunny Funny, this one's called. Pinhead Larry, since you came in, I'm gonna give you a compliment. I love the picture. Very cool. I'm ADD. I just keep myself busy with 13-ish hobbies. There you go. That's the way to do it. You know what? To be fair, that's the way to be productive with it without needing medication. Is people don't realize that you can. Well, I know specifically for ADHD. Like if there's something I'm interested in or focused on, I could really like sit there for hours and do it. I was actually just live before doing some art for like 2.5 hours, just drawing. But yeah, as long as I keep busy and do things. Saber, I don't think I gave you a compliment. I just like the name Saber. That's cool. Makes me think of The Office. Sabre. I don't know. I don't know how old the people coming in here are, but I'm assuming The Office spans generations at this point, right? This song is killing me. I feel like I'm at a kid's party. There we go. It's a nice piano. With power, that's all I have to do. What do you mean? With power, that's all I have to do. Okay. HVTK Spicy. Cool. What's everyone up to Valentine's Day? What are we getting into? Anyone doing anything special? Or the name Saber is what my father chose for me. Oh, wow. For Halo. Oh, very cool. Oh, that's a really cool story, man. Yeah, it does sound cool. Oh, man. Oh, we must be close. You must be close to 40 if you were jumping on the original Xbox. Hey, Elliot, welcome in. Hi, I like the wave. That's cool. Hello. You could see my ceiling when I wave. That's cool. I'm doing an oil change on my sawmill. See, I wish so. I'm from New York City, and I always wanted to like learn how to do country stuff. Like I want to learn how to farm. I think that's how we should be living. Like to be honest, like living 40 years in the city, it's really made me feel like this isn't the right way to live life. Like we should all be growing our own food and helping each other out. I don't know. Christian, I don't meditate, but I do a lot of extreme sports like skateboarding, surfing, free diving, spearfishing, and I'm a recreational scuba diving instructor. That is, damn, dude, you stay busy. That is awesome. I used to skateboard. That's so cool. Skateboarding is one of my favorites. I love this new kid that's out. He always wears a helmet. I forget his name. He's a young kid. He's awesome. Reminds me of Rodney Mullen. But all that other stuff too, and recreational scuba diving. If you were near New York, I probably still wouldn't take you up on it because I'm deathly afraid of either going too deep in the water or skydiving. I'm really happy being on solid ground. And working out a lot is awesome. I always say, like I say it all the time, but to me personally, the three things we have to always do to stay good, stay focused, and stay in a positive mindset, we have to make sure we're working out, keeping our bodies healthy. We have to make sure we're mentally staying healthy. Like I said before, I was doing some art. I'm learning Spanish and Duolingo. So I'm getting older. I know 40 is not that old, but I want to keep my brain sharp. And then spirituality, super, super important. Do you have any advice for connecting with my Christian dad? I'm not religious, and he always forces his beliefs onto me. Absolutely. Actually, wow, this ties in perfectly to what I was just saying with spirituality. If you don't mind me asking, you're not religious. Do you believe in God at all? Or are you straight atheist? Hunting, fishing, yes. Camping, gold panning. Oh, I want to learn how to gold pan. Rock collecting, hiking. I love hiking. Woodworking, coin collecting is awesome. I love stargazing, cooking, baking, farming, off-roading. Oh, that's all awesome stuff, man. I am a big fan of all of those. I wish I knew how to do any of them. I know how to fish and how to camp. I know how to stargaze and all of that stuff. Elliot, I'm going to try to start answering your question before you tell me if you believe in God or not, so I don't lose you. You know, one of the things I think you could connect on, depending on like your morals and your beliefs, you know, I'm not religious either. I am spiritual. I do believe in God. But I don't necessarily subscribe to religion because I don't think organized religion is useful for me particularly. I think it's useful for other people, but I also think that sometimes it's used as a weapon to control people. I don't mess with it, but no, I do not. But I'm not a straight atheist. I support all religions as long as they don't force me. Yeah. So I think if you can talk to your dad and talk about like morality, right? Like maybe read some of the Bible and read the good parts, like the New Testament. Don't read any of the Old Testament. You don't. There's no good stuff really in there. But you know the stories of Jesus and like the story of the Good Samaritan and the story of the blind man that he heals. You know, things that are just inherently good values. Maybe you could relate to your dad. Say, Dad, you know, I really like this story in the Bible because I think it represents this about humanity. Or I really like this story in the Bible because it makes me feel this way about myself. Or, you know, do some studying, you know, maybe even attend the church service. I'm not saying you have to get religious, but just so you could learn a little bit and connect with him on a level that, you know, like you want him to meet you somewhere, but you're probably going to have to meet him more than he's going to come down to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Ice fishing, river fishing, shore fishing, boat fishing, night fishing, and I've done some ocean fishing. Very cool. Damn, man, I kind of want to come hang out with you, dude. I like fishing. I do get to go fishing. I do live near the water in New York City, and we have City Island out here. They have boats that go out fishing all the time. So I've been out on there, and I do enjoy that. Christian, you're shouting out to Elliot. Elliot, I know how you feel, bro. My father is so Christian, he named me. That's so good, dude. I don't try to bond with your father over religion. Find something else you have in common. That's true too, but I just, the reason I say I'm bringing the religion aspect into it is so you can see that it sounds like he's trying to force religion on you. So if you could show him that you believe in some of the things that he believes without, like by showing him, hey, this is also in the Bible, I think that would be helpful. And you could be like, I believe in this Bible stuff. I just don't believe in the Bible or Christianity per se. And then you guys could go from there, hopefully. Helava Ren. Awesome name, Helava Ren. Hey, I need advice. I came out to my parents and they said I'm not their child anymore. What do I even do? They're really Christian and I'm not. I'm a Hellenist. If you could tell me what a Hellenist is, that would be great. First of all, I want to commend you for coming out to your parents. That is a huge step, and I know it could be very difficult. I myself never had to do it. I'm straight, but my cousins, actually, most of my cousins are LGBTQ in some way. They're either gay or trans, or and I've spoken with them, and they've told me stories, and I know it's difficult, especially because your parents are not exactly people you could just be like, all right, see you later. You don't agree with my lifestyle. Goodbye. I would recommend, though, trying to find someone in the community who can help you, who's been through it. I've had issues with my father, so I feel like I could give good advice on connecting with a father. But as far as anything relating to the LGBTQ plus community, I would feel uncomfortable because I don't know that I'm perfect over it. Elliot, all right, thanks. I'll try that. He's, let's say, very political in a bad way, but I still love him to death, though I have my dad. Thank you for the advice. I would try not to bring up politics specifically. That's going to be a touchy subject. That's why maybe religion might be the way to go. Trying to bond over religion is like trying to find common ground between liberals and Republicans. Well, that's the thing, right? If he's a Christian evangelical and he is subscribed to the toxic form of Christianity, it might be more difficult. But if he believes in Jesus and living like Jesus and being like the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, then maybe he's reachable. Hellenism is believing in the Greek gods. Oh, that's really cool. My personal belief system is that that's a possibility. I believe in all possibilities, so that's cool. Saber, I'm a conservative Christian. Best advice I can give from reading it for you, I'd say study some verses to help your points personally. It sounds more like he wants to save you, but try and reach mid. Yeah, I agree, Saber. Middle ground. Thank you so much. This has really helped me actually. Oh, wow. I didn't even know I said anything. Trump 2028. Okay, Jimbo, if that's what you feel. That's unconstitutional, just so we know that. I'm not hating or saying anything, but that would be against our United States Constitution. But Helava, yeah, if you ever see me live and you want to talk about it again, I will try to talk to one of my cousins and maybe get some more in-depth advice from them on their stories so they can maybe better help equip me to help people like you when I get these questions. Oh my Jimbo, yeah, Helava, I know. I don't know. Yeah, you got it. Absolutely. And again, congrats to you. That's awesome. Like, live your life. Like, that's one of the reasons I started this channel. Is my being with my wife is really like when you find real love, in my opinion, and someone who just completely completes you and you connect with. It's freeing. It allows you so much to be more yourself. And like I come on these lives and not be like worried about what you're thinking about me or anything. Like I just want to spread like happiness and joy. So whatever happens. Elliot, he was with Kirk and thinks that LGBTQ plus is a sin. I'm trans, mask, and pan, and haven't come out to him. My mom is chill. Well, it's awesome that your mom is chill. Having somebody in your corner is super important. Always, like, to me, that's one of the most important things in life, is just making sure you have loved ones, as I was just saying with my wife. But even if it's not on that level, just somebody that you can lean on, that is a rock for you. It's super important. Yeah, so I would talk to your mom about coming out to him if you even think that's the Kirk thing. I was against Kirk, but I think Kirk was more misguided. I think he believed what he believed was really good, but I think he was heavily influenced in bad ways. And we may disagree politically, bud, but I'll still sub to you because we can talk about other things. Doesn't have to be political or religious stuff. Could be hobbies and tips for new hobbies. Oh, absolutely, brother. Listen, well, just so you know, I do, because I feel like my voice is important. I do post a lot of anti-Trump stuff and political stuff because I disagree with it, and I think it's important for me to use my voice as much as I can. But I agree, but we don't mean you don't have to talk about it. But I just don't want you to get offended by my posts. You could thumbs down them if you want. I don't care about like stats and stuff. Christian, just out of curiosity and complete randomness, what's your opinion on the vegan teacher? I did not hear about the vegan teacher. Yo, I have to screenshot this. Tell me about the vegan teacher. Sean Diddy Combs, any advice on how to get out of prison? I have to. Oh, I don't have any advice on how to get out of prison, brother. I definitely wouldn't give it to you if I did. You are not one of the. You are on Epstein level, brother. I can't. Ain't helping you out. I'm an outdoorsman. It's hard to offend me. If I don't like it, I'll just ignore it without causing a conflict. I appreciate that, man. Listen, I think like stoicism and learning, there's a difference between learning how to handle your emotions and learning and suppressing your emotions. If you could have a healthy outlet, like it sounds like you have many of them, that when you are feeling something, you could direct that emotion in a positive way. That's how we grow as people, right? Like we're gonna feel all the emotions. That's just human nature. But if Jimbo, what it is a sin? What's a sin? But it's how we direct that energy, right? Like as a male, like even as a man, right? Like when we see a pretty woman, it's hard to not think, oh, that's a pretty woman, even if we're in a relationship. I mean, obviously I'm married, but it's what you do with that thought afterwards, right? That's the most important thing, the thought that you have after the first thought, right? And that's in any instance, even when you're having a conversation or a fight with somebody. and they say something you disagree with, don't say the first thing that pops into your head. Analyze why you said the thing that, why you thought the thing that popped into your head, and say, oh, is that the right thing to say? And you just take that second before you react. And that's what actually meditating has really helped me do. And I'm a big fan of it. But even Saber, all the activities that you listed that you do, those could also be very meditative while you're doing those, especially fishing. It's one of the reasons I really enjoyed fishing. It's just so peaceful. I never even cared if like catching something was fun, but like just being out on the ocean and chilling and being with friends and like it being calm and peaceful. I turned my phone off. I wouldn't go on any technology or nothing. It's not love is love, and it's people's choice for who they love and identify as. 100%, Elliot. And if that's what you're saying is a sin, Jimbo, then I disagree with you. If we have to, you're laughing at me. All right, cool. If Jesus were on earth today, and again, even though I'm not Christian, I was raised Catholic, I know the Bible, and if Jesus was on earth today, the way he conducted himself in the Bible by hanging out with all the outcasts of society, with the prostitutes and the tax collectors, not only hanging out with, but washing the feet of and sharing meals with these people, he would definitely be doing that with the LGBTQ plus community today, with the minorities in every country today, because they are being picked upon just for who they are as people, and Jesus would not be okay with that. So you don't have to agree with me, but in my opinion, Jesus is a loving, caring person, and he does not look kindly upon people for hating other people without good reason. And you know, if someone, it's already difficult enough, I think, to be part of the LGBTQ community. Not that I personally know, but just from what you see online and from how people get treated, it's already difficult enough to be part of this community, like in and of itself. To add on to that, just because you want to, that you think it's wrong, so you make fun of them. Why not talk to them? Why not open a conversation with them? Because you're Christian? I don't know, bud. All right, so clearly, I'm gonna, Jimbo, you can say what you want to say, and I won't remove messages that are constructive or that you're trying to make an opinion on, but don't laugh at Elliot for making a valid point. Make a valid point back. You know, we, we don't get further as a society by making fun of each other or not listening to each other's views or beliefs. We get further as a society, as human beings, by open dialogue, by honest conversation. You know, if my dad taught me like that, then I might have been Christian. You know, the way Christianity is in the world right now and the way it's used is the reason I'm probably not Christian. And also the Old Testament, I'm not a big fan of that. But if we're just going straight by what Jesus said, like what Jesus said how to live, you know, I think the world would be a much better place. Is there something wrong with being me? Not at all, bro. You seem like a very chill dude, Christian. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know you, but you've been very friendly in this chat, and I'm a fan. Yeah, but Christianity, I think, like, honestly, if it wasn't corrupted and twisted and made to, like I said, control people, I think the world would be a much, much better place. I think if all humans realize that all religions really kind of teach the same thing, right? Like, they have like certain core values that go throughout each religion. Like, you know, treating other people as yourself is like in every religion, right? Yeah, like helping people who are less fortunate, right? That's in every religion. Oh, hell yeah. Let's get all together around the campfire and sing Kumbaya. I don't know if you know this, Christian, but I definitely appreciate liberal hippie values. The hair might be an indicator, but the beanie is peak, bro. It just stops the fit. Thank you. Yeah, I'm also going a little, I'm losing it a little, so it's not really, you know, I don't like the balding that's starting to happen, so I cover it up. But yeah, I'm very liberal, very hippie in my heart. I really believe in helping everybody. Like, if Democrats truly believed like in real liberal values, it would be a better party. I don't think that they do. I don't think our political system is made for the people. Embrace the cul-de-sac style. I can't do it, man. Loving death, the God. Screw politics. Yeah, well, listen, we don't have to talk politics. It's just, I was just, yeah, where the conversation was flowing. But we could talk about whatever. Hippies don't pick sides. Hippies believe in treating people the right way, and one side is treating people the wrong way. But now I think Mufasa is on live. Oh shoot. Yeah, I mean, hippies don't believe in fascism. I don't know. There's just certain things I think hippies would not be okay with. We don't believe in violence. Yes, that what means treating everyone with love, even the yes. I'm not hating on the people I disagree with. I'm not. I just think they're wrong. I could think you're wrong and not hate you, but I also, at this point, it feels like it's more right versus wrong than it is right versus left, if I'm being honest. And again, I'm not saying that I hate the people on the other side. I just wish they would. I don't know. I feel like there's things missing. Having a file down the threads on a bolt to fix my sawmill. Yeah. What are they? I feel like jerry rigging. I feel like I've heard that word when you have to like bootleg it to make something work. I've done that many a times, not to great avail. I am not good at that. My brain doesn't work on an engineering type level. It works on an abstract level. Oh yeah, absolutely, Elliot. I get. I'm not. I didn't think anything negative. I appreciate you. You're good. Um, I'm just casually waiting. Solution. A like again, not to go too political, but I just think we live in a world right now that we have enough resources and we have the technology that everyone on earth could be living a better life, but I think it's more the oligarchy, to be honest. The oligarchy screwing with everyone, right and left. Thank you, Jimbo. I appreciate that, buddy. I just want people to be respectful. I don't want people to hate on each other, be mad at each other. Like I said, even if you are on the right or you're a Trump supporter, I'm not here to necessarily say anything negative to you or about you. Just because I don't agree with your views doesn't mean I don't see you as a human being. You know, I just want us all to like I just want us all to find like again, like I was saying, it's really just like not even right versus left anymore, in my opinion. It's just the oligarchy, right? Like the rich people want to keep people like us fighting each other. Yeah, unfortunately, I for me personally, I could talk to people, I can be like cool with people like on a social level, but like people who I'm close with, I need them to believe in the same things I believe in deep down, like core values that I have. And it's not even the way ICE is like right now. It's just America has never really treated people who aren't white the best, it's top versus bottom, but the ones at the top make us argue left and right so we don't look up and yeah, and see the strings controlling us. That's exactly what it is. And I think they're really doing a great job of that right now, because the fact that I don't even want to have the conversations with you guys about what's going on, because I know we won't see eye to eye, is terrible. Like, we should be able to openly talk about it and reach some type of mutual understanding at least, but I don't think it's too productive at the moment. I think it's unfortunately we're just gonna have to wait and let things shake out and see how it goes. But I appreciate loving death the God Machine. First of all, your username, and second of all, your candidness. Thank you. But yeah, so like I said, I just want us all to be better. Not like that we look. Humans are up and down, right? Everything is a peak and a valley. Our emotions, our attitude, just everything. And we're gonna have our times when we're not great, and that's where, hey, what's today's advice, Umberto? Today's advice: say something nice to somebody today. It'll make you feel better. But I'd love to give you personal advice. If you have a question, I would be more than happy to try and help you out. But yeah, like since we are like that, I think we do have to recognize that we're not always going to meet people at their best points, right? We must be the change we want to see. Exactly. So when we are out and about in public, see, like I feel like online, I could have debates about politics because that's where you're coming to have the debate. You're meeting me there to have that debate, not here in this chat, live chat per se, but when I do debate online. But when I'm out in public and I'm just randomly interacting with people, I'm not helping someone because they have a Make America Great Again hat on if they're in trouble or something's happening. If it's not a level of being a decent human and they want to have a conversation, that's a different story. But if it's, I'm not going to let someone that like slipped on snow have to get up by themselves because they don't believe what I believe politically. I'm still going to treat every other human being with respect. We must be the change. I want the world to have more love, so I will be more loving. It's exactly what it is, right? Like, I'm a big believer. Okay, Bet, you look like the type of guy to hike every day. To spot wild animals and just be happy and positive. People to be. I really am that person. I'm not even like. I just genuinely like. So here's my belief, right? Everything is energy, right? Everything is how to stop my mind from the onslaught of downpouring negative and regretful thoughts for my past actions, which still. Umberto, that's heavy. What I would say is, one, for me personally, I always highly recommend therapy. Everyone looks down on therapy. Like people think, oh, it's a crutch if you go to therapy. Yeah, like when you get hurt and you twist your ankle or you break your ankle, you get crutches, right? Like you need support. So if you're not feeling okay up here, you need the support, and it's okay. Even if you have to go on medication, that's okay. The other thing I would recommend that you start doing as soon as you can, if you can, is meditating. I've said it multiple times already on this live, but meditation is honestly the best way to help you control your thoughts. It's not going to stop you from having thoughts. It's going to help you recognize the thoughts and help you do something with them instead of letting them control you. And journaling, Umberto. Journaling is awesome. Does therapy work for a lifetime, or is it only good so you stop? Therapy is like any medication you might take. While you're going actively, it's going to work great. And then you might reach a point where you don't have to go like every week. You might be able to go every other week or once a month. And if you could stay at your levels and do the things you learned in therapy, you'll be okay. But sometimes it could slip and you might have to start going more again, Love is the only thing that can push out hate. Absolutely. Let go or be dragged. Live in the moment. The past and the future exist. Yep, absolutely. Loving Death God Machine. Absolutely. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Yeah, I love these are all great quotes, brother. Or sister. I don't know. Elliot, some of us just be chilling, being a good human. It's funny. I put human because they didn't have. Someone had human, so I just put human. How I improve my sleep. Oh, so sleep is one of the things I've studied the heck out of because I need good sleep. It's so important. Good sleep might be the most important regular thing you do every day. Having good sleep hygiene, going to sleep around the same time every night, waking up at the same time every morning is essential. It's more important that you go to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time than it is what time you go to sleep. Like if you're going to sleep at 2 a.m. every night and you're waking up at 10 a.m., that's okay as long as you're doing that every night and it's not 10 one night, midnight the next night. And the other thing is you got to really start winding yourself down. Don't eat 3 hours before bed. Try not to watch TV. Try to read something. Try not to scroll on your phone. I know it seems silly. Try to meditate. I know it seems like a lot, but the more you implement these things little by little, the more you'll notice you'll start getting better sleep. I wish I could show you. Unfortunately, I'm streaming from my phone. I wish I could show you, like I have the watch that tracks my sleep. I wish I could show you my personal sleep patterns so you could see like how my sleep hygiene's gotten better over time. And it's tremendously helped my mental hygiene. Yes, I am a brother. All right, awesome. Someone told me that I should try loving the negative thoughts and that I should change my perception towards them. What's your take on that? Okay, so essentially, right, this goes deep into like Carl Jung, and they have this. He's like one of the best psychologists from back in the day. Anyway, so when we see these negative thoughts or these negative desires, that's what he would call our shadow, right? So, yes, you don't want to push the shadow away. You don't want to push the dark thoughts away because then it just manifests as something else later, and it might be even worse than it was when you pushed it down. What you want to do is recognize these negative thoughts and understand them and why you're having them, and try not to let them control you. It's like a dance, right? It's like you're dancing with the devil, right? You don't want the devil to lead. That's a no-no. You always want to lead, but you want to make sure you notice when the devil tries to take lead. So when you're in doing that, you can't ignore the devil. You always have to pay attention. So again, I don't necessarily believe in the devil per se, but in the bad energy, the bad thoughts. Meditation and breathing exercises are good for, yep, absolutely. I especially like the 4-7-8. You breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 7, and you exhale for 8, and you do that 3 times. That's my go-to. Umber, don't dwell in these thoughts. It'll be okay to feel them, but let them come and let them go. Don't hang on to the negative thoughts. It's hard to do. Meditation will definitely help. You have to learn to accept your shadow. Exactly. Now it's 5 a.m., but I am still awake. Being on the live probably isn't helping, but stay here. If it's probably a better place than mindlessly scrolling. It's better. Maybe I have a very monotone voice. Maybe just listening to my voice will help you fall asleep. You are not your thoughts. Exactly. Okay, I'm going to get serious for a second. So I have depression real bad, and I've tried. So my therapist said it would be good for me to be an anti-depression meds, but my mom says it will change me. Elliot, thanks to you and loving Dean. Oh, I thought it was Loving Dean. I kept saying Loving Death God Machine. I thought it was Loving Dean the God Machine. Oh my God, that's even better. It's rhyming. I love rhyming. Sorry, Elliot. I didn't mean to go off track, but I think you told me before that you were. I don't want to shout you out again, but I am assuming you might be on medication already. So if your therapist and your doctor agree that going on the therapy is the right move, the therapist and your psychiatrist, then I think maybe what is worth doing is a session with your mother and them, like, so they can explain to your mother, and it's not you that has to do the explaining, because it's really not your job to convince your mother that you need to be on it. It's something that if you think is right and your therapist thinks it's right for you, it's your therapist that needs to help your mother realize that it's going to help. You're not alone, bro. Everyone misreads my name. All right, cool. I was just going to say, hey, Miss T Irrelevant. Misty Irrelevant. Miss T Irrelevant? Either way, I'm a clown? I don't know. Maybe. I might be. Yeah, Elliot. So that's all I would say, and just know that being on medication for any mental problems is okay as well. I'm not a good person to ask about medication because I'm anti-big pharma, but I realize meds can help out. Where are you based out of? I live in Yonkers, but New York City essentially. Yeah, I'm anti-big pharma as well. Like I hate especially because medication, like I was saying about crutches before, medication could be a crutch. It's not something you want to be on forever. But if it could get you past the difficult point so you can be okay in the future, then I think there's nothing wrong with that. No, I'm not. She says I'll get addicted and it will change me as a person. She was on it as a kid and she did not like it. I mean, like I said, I would strongly recommend you guys going to your therapist together. What I would say as to that, respond to that, not that you have to tell your mother this, but everybody's different. Everybody's body reacts differently to different medications, right? Like me and you could be on the same medication and it might drive me crazy and it might work for you and not have any side effects. So personally, I think it's just smart to talk about it. Have you and your mom could do research together maybe and look up like YouTube videos or Reddit posts. It might help. I'm the one in my first spot there. I don't know what, I'm the one in my first spot there. I don't know what that means. Love and Dean, I grew up with a disease, so I know all about big. Oof. I'm sorry to hear that, Dean. I mean, I hope you're okay now. Many of the meds they put me on just ended up suppressing symptoms. And yeah, I mean, that's what Big Pharma is, right? Like, that's why they won't bring down medication costs, right? Is because Big Pharma is like where a lot of money is and what helps run a lot of things in our country. So they want to keep us sick. That's why they won't change our foods to be healthier. That's why everything gives us cancer. Yeah, that's what I said. It would also help with my anxiety. Yeah, absolutely. There's for depression and anxiety, there's some medications. One could work for both. Sometimes they put you on two. Either way, if it's, again, being recommended by your therapist and your psychiatrist, I think it's worth looking into. Umberto, meds help if you're in the downward spiral. They show immediate improvement, but don't cling to them. When meds uplift your mood, include positive habits, and drop meds gradually. Well, yes. So I would never give medication advice myself, personally. But if you are on medication for depression, again, like I said, these things could be like a crutch. Sometimes some people have to be on them for longer than other people. It's always best to consult your therapist and your psychiatrist and make a plan with them. Don't do anything on your own. I recommend meds be the last resort. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, the things I've been saying in the live, eating right, being physically active, meditating, journaling, like Saber was saying earlier, all the activities he does, keeping yourself busy with hobbies that are constructive and positive. If you are consistently doing these things, you might not need the medication. It's just, it's proven that, physical fitness, working out, I think it's 3 or 4 times a week for half an hour at a time is as effective, they say, as certain SSRI medications. So, it's always good to try to be holistic, try to do everything naturally if you can. Like I said, medication is a crutch, and some people need that crutch, and there's nothing, you shouldn't be embarrassed or feel bad about being on that crutch. I don't take any meds now. I mean, like I said, I know you came in expressing some problems, but if you aren't on meds and you're feeling like you can handle things in a decent way and you're not feeling like life is unmanageable or uncontrollable or you're having negative thoughts, then you could keep doing what you're doing and try to do these things. Try and meditate and get the physical exercise in and the journaling in. These things are proven to make your mental health better. There was a study shown being in a forested area or nature lowered stress hormone. Forested. Oh yeah, I can imagine. We are not. I live in New York City, but we are not meant to be living like this, especially like on top of each other, like hundreds of people in one apartment building, and then what? They have like a couple of trees in front of the building, and that's your nature. That's terrible. Also, check your vitamin levels. Yes, many vitamin depletion mimics depression when you don't. Yes, absolutely, Umberto. That's very true. A lot of Americans, especially, going with what Loving Dean was saying, are vitamin D deficient because we don't go out enough and get enough sunlight. So yes, checking your vitamin levels is definitely very important. I can talk. I like talking. I'm very extroverted. Hopefully, if you guys are subscribed, I'm going to be doing, I think, I did a live yesterday where I was just walking around Manhattan complimenting people because I genuinely love doing that. And people seem to like it. So I think I'm going to be making that like a regular series if you guys want to check that out. I also, again, like I was saying before, I'm introverted unless it's spiritual stuff that I won't shut up. I can tell you know your stuff. Tell me some of your favorite philosophers or spiritual guides or it sounds like Jung, Maybe you know some, what's his name? I was a big fan of Alan Watts. I heard he wasn't the greatest person, but you know his messages were good. But yeah, I love spirituality. I love talking about anything to do with feeding the soul. I mean, I think that's what we're missing in this world. Loving Dean, to be honest, is the compassion. And Alan Watts, one of my favorites. Yes, yes. He's like, I could listen. It's his voice too. Like his something about like the accent, and it's just like I could meditate listening to it. And yeah, he was human just like the rest of us. He wasn't perfect, but his messages are awesome. Yeah. And isn't that like what's important, right? Like I'm not like we all mess up. We all do dumb things. Like, what's your favorite ice cream? Andre Lucas, what's up? Oh, I like that profile picture. Very cool. My favorite ice cream, I love Haagen-Dazs Dulce de Leche. That's my favorite. I love the pints. I love the shakes. I love caramel. I got a sweet tooth. I'm missing a tooth because of this. That's no good. I went up here. That's no good. I like sweets way too much. Pistachio, nice. But yeah, all my gurus have departed now. Neem, Karoli Baba, Jiddu, sorry if I messed these up, Krishnamurti, Ram Dass, and Osho. Whoa, classic. I've heard of Ram Dass. I don't think I've heard of the other three, honestly, but I will look into them. I love learning about all different types of teachings and religions and spiritual practices. Everything's tied together, right? Like it's all trying to express the same thing. It's all trying to bring us to a closer oneness, trying to bring us together, right? Like, and I think the more you read and study these things, the more you realize it's true. Like, there are these underlying themes throughout all these teachings and religions that are just based in being a good human, honestly. I like studying religions also, but it can be a very touchy topic for some, but I find them all interesting. Yeah, like, I think a lot of religions have a lot of good things to offer. There's this guy, actually, let me see if I could look him up. Chase Hughes. Actually, I wonder if I could play a short of his. Am I allowed to play? I don't know the rules. What are the rules? What? Love is my religion. Absolutely. Oh, Dean, yes. Love is truth, and love is kindness, and love is God. That's that's what I really believe. So I want to see if I could show you guys this one that.
If you look at NCI, you can't pretend that the surface is really
If I do good, I feel good. If I do bad, I feel bad. That's what my religion is. That's true. Yeah, like your actions, and they're not always going to be perfect, but your actions really dictate the energy that you're bringing into your life, right? Like, the more good you're doing, the more you're attracting good energy, positive people. Like, you don't ever, when you're walking around and you're in a bad mood, right? You don't run into a bunch of people that make you feel better. You usually, like, things piss you off and other people piss you off. I'm trying to find this video. Sorry, again, the ADHD is kicking in.
self-talk comes from us forming that little childhood trauma.
See, it's newer than this.
Have the ability to see
Newer than this.
when you're you can't pretend that if you look at NCI, the only true definition.
Anyway, sorry guys.
You probably don't remember me, but you asked me to do this. Before all of this, before the forgetting,
Anyway,
you made a message for yourself, and there's something worth considering, regardless of your faith.
this might be it.
First, if God or
This is a good video.
truth is real,
I'm not gonna.
then
Let me see.
or he or she existed.
Can you guys hear
way
this?
before any book,
Do you need
any
people in
language,
your life?
or one
Chocolate
single
from
tradition
2030.
ever appeared.
Cool name.
Which means that truth wouldn't belong to just one place or one people. Second, when civilizations that are separated by oceans and centuries describe the same insights about reality and human nature and meaning, it suggests They were observing something universal rather than inventing something locally. And just like gravity existed before we ever had a name for it, and mathematics works the same everywhere on Earth, truth, and I mean truth with a capital T, doesn't change based on culture.
Can you guys hear
Belief.
this?
It just gets described through different and very flawed human lenses. This is why the deepest spiritual experiences sound so unbelievably similar across traditions.
Thank
I
you.
think it's why history's greatest teachers didn't try to fracture humanity, but they tried to wake it up to something it already carried inside of it.
Yes,
Across
Loving
every
Dean, it's
culture,
so good.
every timeline, every belief system humans have ever built. When I first saw the pattern forming, it didn't feel like research in any way. It felt like finding a message that humanity buried, like fragments of a treasure map that we, as a species, were unconsciously developing for some future generation to find. And I think there are a few things that nobody wants to be said out loud. First, if truth is real, if it's fundamental, it should show up everywhere, in every era, every tribe, every myth, every scripture, and I think that it actually does. But somehow, I think we miss something. We get lost in the arguments about who's right. We get lost in the differences, the translations, the rituals, the politics, and the fear. We started defending our favorite book.
Yes, Loving
instead
Dean.
of noticing what all the books were trying to say. There's something
I would highly
observing
recommend. I just
regardless
also,
of-
I'm sorry if you're not here still. I started playing the video for the guy who asked, "Do we need people?" Chocolate from 2030. Yes, we do need people. I'm going to explain it in a minute. But I would highly recommend you guys. It sounds like you have already, Dean. You guys check this guy's channel, Chase Hughes, and watch this video. Oh shoot, am I gonna be able to find it? I thought it was the, yeah, it's the, what the heck? Oh, it's called the Ancients Decoded Reality, and it's his latest long form video on his channel. It's really good. But yeah, yes, awesome video. Recommend people. Yeah, Dean, thank you. Humanity develops itself out of fear. It fears itself. Jesus came because politics is enslaving humanity. Sorry, what's his channel called? Oh, it's Chase Hughes. Chocolate from 2030. All the religions, actually, this guy talks about it, talk about fear and how love is the opposite of fear, and how fear is what keeps us, under control and keeps us divided and keeps us from reaching our true potential. Christ was telling people the true power and divine is within, yep, and that we don't need anything external to connect to the source. Fear limits, yes, absolutely. I really believe that too. I think even on the level of, this might sound crazy, but even on the level of being able to like Tai Chi type stuff, like controlling energy. I don't know. Mind spelling the channel name. English isn't my yeah, I got you, brother. I'll put it in the chat. Can I chat? Oh, you know what? Let me go on my other account and go into the live, and I'll put it. It isn't power or divinity. It was peace. Yes. It was the belief in peace, I think, and the belief in the truth that allowed them to do that. I'm just gonna go on my other account so I could go into the chat. Anyway, so why can't what? Oh, is it because we're on the same Wi-Fi? No, okay. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I highly recommend watching that. I think we need people. I want to get back to that. So first of all, if you think about it, right, what's the worst punishment in jail? Isolation. There's so many bad things they can do to you. There's so many other bad people in jail, and yet the worst thing they can do is isolate you. Hey, Yoli Flores, welcome in. Yoli, I love that name. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. The worst thing they can do to you in prison is put you in isolation because human beings need other human beings. It's just what it is. We need the connection. We need to, no one can be completely independent. Even the most introverted people who will swear to you up and down that they could stay alone forever, it's, you need people. Like, they could probably stay alone a lot longer than I can because I'm very extroverted and I love hanging out with people and seeing people. But yeah, isolation can also lead to spiritual epiphanies, though. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. Meditation, fasting, and doing things to learn stillness and learn how to get closer to God is hugely beneficial. Alone time is key. It's just, I still think, I'm saying we still need people, though. Amen to that. Thank you, Yoli. But yes, we need each other here on this planet. That's what I'm saying. Like, I used to pose this question. I'd be curious to hear your guys' answer. Would you rather be, oh, I should put this actually as a poll. This would be fun. And then you guys can answer it. Would you, actually, no, it's going to be too long of a question. I'm just going to ask you. Would you guys rather, hey, Hug Me, what's up? I love that name, Hug Me. What's up? Welcome in. Nothing would get done if we didn't come together to accomplish things. That's also true. Jesus says, man does not live by bread alone, but by God alone. Yes, and that's why fasting is important. I truly think it's us learning how to connect with a different level of consciousness when we try to connect with God, when we meditate. And through that, we learn that we don't need the things that humans need, as weird as that sounds. Like, I can even tell you through meditation for myself, I noticed that I don't need to breathe almost at all while I'm meditating. My breathing almost becomes non-existent. Nothing would get done if we, Jesus says, man alone is God's neighbor. Everything is connected, whatever perspective you use to realize that is, yeah. I like to say, Dean, that God is like well water, right? Religion are these like pre-built wells that can easily access that well water. And if you need a drink and you're in dire need, you could run to one of these wells and you can get to that water easily than digging it yourself. However, there are people like me, and I know a lot of other people out there that I can't rely on somebody else's well. I don't know if they built it right. I don't know if it's rusty. I don't know if it's like what it's doing, but I build my own well. I get that water, and I realize that all the other wells kind of have something, right? Because they still reach that water somehow. So I don't hate on them either, if that makes sense. Thank you, Umberto. What is faith in Islam? I don't know Islam very well. I'm not going to lie. I do want to study more religions, and that's actually why I'm watching that guy I just showed you guys the video of. He knows a lot about a lot of religion and philosophies and is very interesting. Oh, Umberto, I'm so sorry. I forgot to put his name in the chat. You see, this is the ADHD. Can someone else write it for him? Put Chase Hughes's channel name in the chat. I don't know why I don't know how to get to chat from here. Or Umberto, if you want to take a screenshot here, maybe that'll be good. That's you, Siri. There you go. Thank you, Dean. And then here's his channel. It's yeah. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate that. Dean, you are awesome. Do you I mean, not that this is gonna get that big, but actually I could moderate right now. I don't need a moderator, but if I ever get popular, Dean, stay with me so you can moderate for me. Awesome, Umberto. Very cool. Where's everybody from? How we doing? Thank you, Dean. I appreciate it. I feel like me and you have a lot of similar views, and it's always good to have. Not that it's bad to interact with people who don't think like you. It's actually really good to do that. But I like interacting with people who think like me, so I don't have to worry that I'm being misconstrued or being taken out of context. I'm from India. Oh, welcome. I'm from Israel. Oh, welcome in. Wow. We got people from all around the world in here. That's awesome. I love that. Oh, me too, Dean. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I hope like if you're feeling like from reading your stuff, I feel like me and you are like right there. um, I'm so happy we have people in from different parts of the world. Again, I'll go back into the I'm a hippie thing, and I just wish we were all like everybody was just happy. Like everybody love everybody. Oh, snap. So you're not far from me. What part of Pennsylvania are you in? Shoot, we can maybe actually be friends in real life. um, but yeah, I want like I understand Southwest. Ah, damn. That's like the furthest away part away from me. Yeah, like closer. Well, I guess I'm closer to like the Northeast. So you're by like Pittsburgh. Um, society is the problem is society is beliefs, by the way. Like I don't know if I'm reading that. Ah, very cool. I actually want to go out to Pittsburgh, maybe for a Penguins game or a Pirates game. Uh, if we stay in touch and I do that, I'm hitting you up because they were thought to the society. Well, yeah, like right, society. Everyone's been convinced to believe something. Problem with society is that people let beliefs divide them from others. Absolutely. In Hinduism, ooh, Umberto. Hinduism, I don't know a lot about it, but we believe in this concept called Vodaiv Kutum. Oh, damn, I'm trying to say it right. Vodaiv Kutumka. Damn, I can't. Which means world is one big family, and we must look after each other, no matter what differences are. Thanks. Yes, absolutely, Umberto. This is just how it should be. Like, this is why I say I'm a liberal, right? Like, if the government, if my taxes were actually going to like the good causes and the things that the government says it's going to, I'd be okay with that. But I think uh, there's too much corruption, right? Like it's just like we'll never get there. Like the people who have money and are in power just love the money and power too much, right? They'll never let us just all be happy and equal. This is all lies, sweet lies. I mean, it's just my opinion, but you're more than welcome to share yours. I would never, get mad at you. I might respectfully disagree with you as well, but yeah. What part of what I'm saying do you think is a lie? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just think personally, we all have good and bad in us, right? So clearly like we're going to have our moments where like we don't like other people or something happens like that, but if we were all based in love, right, we'd be able to know not actually stay mad or stay hateful. God and love, you don't think God is love? I mean, I think God is love. That's my money and power corrupts, absolutely. That's my earthly possessions with bottomless pit. It's really funny, Umberto, that you say that. Actually, I'm I really like technology. Like I have the wireless mic, I have the watch, and I have like the headphone, all this stuff. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm not supposed to be wearing all this stuff. Like I'm not supposed to have all this technology. I feel further from like Earth when I'm wearing all this tech. Where did love come from? I'm saying this as a Muslim, though. I mean, you can. I like I was saying. I'll never disagree with anybody's religion. As I was kind of saying before, I think all religions kind of have some core. Umberto said earlier, I'm pretty sure he said in Hinduism, they have a saying which means world is one big family and we must look after each other. I'm pretty sure that's constant throughout every religion. I'm sure you can find that even in the Quran. I'm sure there's something in the Quran that's akin to love your neighbor as yourself, right? I also think the Quran, if I'm remembering correctly, the Quran references the Bible and says that the Bible is also true, right? Or says that Jesus's word is true or something to that effect. Like the Quran, like Muslims believe that Jesus was a prophet, right? Not that he's the son of God, but that he was a prophet, and that he was a good one. You're on your way to heaven. Jesus taught that people are saved through the grace of God. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if I believe in heaven in the conventional sense, but I think if there is anything after this life, if we're honestly and authentically trying to be good and put good out into the world, that that's how we get to a better afterlife. Perspective being that majority of people end up missing the core concept: use earthly possessions and love people. Many people love earthly possessions and use people. Yep, that's Jesus is born in Israel. That I don't know. It might be. I don't know. I'm not a Jesus scholar per se. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't. Jesus. I thought Jesus was Jewish, is what I heard, but I don't know. I just know he was a good person. Perspective being that the minute we right. I agree with that, Umberto, 100%. I'm not Arab, Muslim, not. I didn't. We're Arab. I just said you read the Quran, which is I thought was what the book for Muslims was. Not a prophet. I yeah. So I guess not. Again, I'm not fully versed on all this stuff. I just learn as I go and try to connect the dots. That's how my brain works. Darka Darka Bogner. Jesus was born in the Roman Empire. Yeah, that's also sounds right. Again, I don't really know, but I do know that he was a good man who taught people how to be good people. Oof, I look really washed out right now. Why is that? Like really red. Let me lower this light. Oh, that's better. Yeah, so anyway, that's all semantics, LL. None of that changes the true message. Yeah, exactly. What other parts of the world do we have in here? I'd be really interested. Hey, user ZU5SK6ZI2S, welcome in. Jews think Egypt was promised them 4,000 years ago. I I will tell you something I definitely strongly disagree with, and that's if your religion preaches that you should harm anyone or that you deserve anything over somebody else just because of where you were born or what your religion is, no. I don't care who says what or what book says what. We should all be helping and treating each other equally. There's no, like, what's going on. I hate to, again, get political. It's kind of crazy how even the enlightened souls such as Robin Williams give up in the end. I'm an atheist. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I loved Robin Williams. It's sad. Anthony Bourdain too. Like people who unalive themselves is very, very sad. And it seems like it's always really compassionate, like nice people. I'm from Canada. Where are you from? I'm from New York City. What part of Canada? I've been to Montreal and Ottawa. I love both places. I sub, by the way. Have a good time, y'all. Take care. Hug me. Thank you. I appreciate the candid conversation and thank you for coming in. They went Islamic, but Muslims don't agree in democratic law. Oh, yeah, like I said, I don't know. It's hard. You can't change the mind of a bunch of people. Like my friend Dean was saying earlier, you just have to be the change you want to see in the world. And if your religion isn't teaching you peace and treating others with kindness and respect, I don't think either you're following your religion wrong or your religion's wrong. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, I'm not saying I know everything or whatever it is, but if I think peace and treating other humans with respect is probably the most essential thing we can do as humans, right? Some people hide behind the labels of religion. Absolutely, Dean. Yeah, it's sad. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of James Tallarico. He's a Democratic representative, or he's running for Senate in Texas, and he preaches Jesus like all the time. And but he preaches it like a liberal. Like if Jesus was on Earth today, he'd pretty much be a liberal because he'd be wanting to help everybody, right? Not that I'm saying conservatism over is terrible or whatever, but I don't know. I don't want to get on politics again, but let's treat everybody nicely. That's why I don't judge people based on worldly labels, but I judge them based on how they treat others. Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite ways to like see if a girl was good or not was girlfriend material when I was in my dating days, as was how she treated other people, like our waitress, like staff at whatever events we went to. And that was the most important thing, more than whatever she said, how she looked, like how she treated the other people, like made a difference to me, because I don't want to be with someone who doesn't hold that same core value of treating other human beings, really well, like trying to make everyone's day. Yeah. Dean, wait, I need to, you need to start your own channel. You got some good stuff too, man. I just think we need to, I think it's a lot of the people who feel this way and who think this way, who have the opinions and mindsets like me and Dean and I think Umberto, some of the people here have, is that we don't necessarily go online and do things because we're too busy living our lives trying to, live in the world and be humans. Not We're not online all day. As part of the reason, I started this channel. Honestly, I don't think there's enough of us, like people who want to see positive change in the world, like putting out positive change content, right? Like I'm trying. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with all different ideas on what to do and stuff, but what is the point? The point is that I think I learned being in self is isolation. Belief in self is isolation. Maybe. What's the point? The point is, I think, like I was saying, the world is energy, and the more positive energy that's in the world. What's a good analogy? Yeah, someone told me this analogy, right? Your body has white blood cells that fight off diseases, right? Whenever a bad cell, like a sick cell, comes in, let's call it a negative cell for this analogy. Whenever a negative cell comes in, the white positive cell, thank you, is goes and attacks it. And the more white blood cells that there are, the easier it can take out the negative bad blood cell, right? But once the bad or negative blood cells start outnumbering the white blood cells, well, then you're in trouble, right? So it's kind of like how I feel like people who are putting good out into the world and people who are being like egotistical and selfish and putting out negativity into the world is kind of disrupting that balance, you know? And I think especially on the internet, and because there's so much negativity and hate, negative cell, what the, so wrong? Because there's so much negativity and hate in the world, I think it's overpowering the good. Like I said, especially on the internet, like I feel like everybody's fighting Fractal Universe, how the micro world works reflects how the macro world works. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for putting it into a much more succinct phrase for me. Yeah, like the internet itself, like it's so negative. Like I feel like like my feed, if it's not stupid cat videos, it's just like someone debating, someone pissed off about something, someone arguing. Like it's there's so much negativity, and I know not all my videos are even that positive, but I just want to, I don't know, keep trying to put out as much positive I put out a cute kitten video yesterday. How often do you meditate? Umberto, daily. Every single day, for at least 30 to 60 minutes. Debating is supposed to be civil. I agree. It's really hard to have good faith debates these days. When your core values are being attacked, it's hard to stay like level headed, but I don't know. I feel like some people try, right? Some people try to have the good debates. It's why I liked watching like Charlie Kirk, actually, even though I wasn't like a fan of most of the stuff he said. He never got too emotional, and he never, he didn't, again, I didn't really agree with him or like him necessarily, but I feel like you think you can argue with fundamentalists. I'm trying to think of like, in what sense? Like fundamentalists belief in what? Hi, baby. What are you doing? Why? Sorry, it's my wife. I'll do it tomorrow. Don't worry. That's so true what you're saying about those sayings. I'm sorry, I totally got thrown off track. Yeah, I don't think enough people have a good enough good like good faith debates, like actually talking about like without using all these talking points or trying to make the other person look wrong or look stupid. It's like, can we just talk about like what you really believe and what I really believe? And then, hello, Chantel. Welcome in, Chantel Venter. Vent to me, Chantel. What's going on? But yeah, if we were just more honest and open, and again, this is all just political divide for them to keep us fighting each other. So we don't realize that we all should be working together and helping each other. So these rich oligarchs aren't running our lives. You have no problems? Cool. Well, then I'll just say I love the name Chantel. Welcome in. The losing sides use manipulation by confusing opponents. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's why there's so many like logical fallacies, right? Like there's so many debate fallacies. There's so many like straw man and so many different things. Oh, you're welcome. Problem is, society programs us to focus on the negatives and things we disagree on when we should be focusing on common ground. Yeah, exactly. Like for instance, and again, not to be super user friendly, I try to be. Thank you. Not to get too political, right? But I think we all want to see like people who are criminals either be in jail or not be in the country, right? Like I think we can all agree we don't want bad people who are consistently bad, who consistently break the law, just roaming about the country. Oh, thank you, Chantel. I appreciate that. But they've made it so divided now. Now it's like you can't just have that opinion. You can't just have, hey, I kind of don't like when the humans who are innocent are getting hurt. I mean, I do want you to do your job, but can we can't come to a common ground. We have to just constantly fight each other. And it's like, that's what they want. They want us fighting, unfortunately. I think I said I don't want to talk about politics like 10 times in this like 90-minute live, and we still are. Sorry. 100 years from now, nobody's going to remember the majority of us. That is correct. We must learn to live in the present and stop worrying about the future too much, but I suppose we are hardwired to be worrying unnecessarily. We are, right? That's the other thing that's really fascinating is our wiring is really for living like hunter-gatherer style, right? Like we have anxiety because we used to have to worry about like a tiger jumping out of nowhere and killing us. Now we have anxiety because I don't know, stupid things. Like we're built in a much more safe world for like our brain, and the anxiety just leaks out in so many other ways now. Chocolate, yeah, anytime somebody comes emotionally triggered when having a conversation, I usually stop listening. Yeah, it's funny because I find myself getting triggered during certain conversations, but like because of meditation and stuff now, it's much easier for me to just be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we don't agree. That's it." Right? Like I don't have to keep arguing with you. Like no level of screaming or getting emotional is going to make you see my point. If you don't believe like what I'm saying factually or like my opinion or whatever it is, then no amount of yelling or screaming is going to make you agree with that, right? Oh man, I study these things. Yeah, yeah, studying is a good thing. All right, guys, we just hit the 90-minute mark, and you guys are super duper awesome. This has been my favorite live that I've done so far, to be honest. Yes, I agree, Dean. We are waking up everybody. That's why, again, I started this channel. We're going to all keep having these good conversations about each other and humanity, and we're going to be better people for it. Thank you again, everyone, for coming in. If you liked having this conversation and you enjoyed yourself and want to see me stream more, any of the stuff I post, I'm trying to really be, I think, again, like I said many times, I want a more positive influence on the internet, especially male influence. I think we need like our younger, our thank you, Dean. I think we need our younger boys and teens to see men having conversations like we're having and being good people so they can grow up and build the world that we want to hopefully live in, that I would like to see my baby girl, my daughter, live in. Anyway, thank you guys. I love you guys. Have a safe night, and I'll be on soon. Take care. I agree, Dean. I'm ending it, but that was a great last comment.